Chapter 119. The full shelves. The fruit of Seth's trust. The discussion between the watchmen and the food carriers about the Lord. The Lord reveals himself. Thereupon, the 10 took their baskets and hurried down to the house of Seth, there to fill the baskets with the most delicious fruits, which almost crushed the shelves in the larders. The carriers were amazed at this and praised Jehovah. When the watchmen came to them, the carriers asked them whether many had already made use of the invitation of the householder Seth. And the watchman replied, "Truly, you can believe it. The number cannot be counted of those who have today already appeased their hunger from the fruit shells of Seth. Nevertheless, these do not seem to become empty." On 2 previous occasions, all the provisions had been consumed by a great crowd, and the hungry even fell upon the fruit orchards. But the shelves did not remain empty for long. Miraculously, all the shelves in the larders were replenished, just as you see them now. Can you not give us some enlightenment as to how this came about? Thereupon, one of the 10 carriers, who had observed the high abbot in all his actions and speech, said quite briefly to the watchmen, "Brothers, do believe it firmly. You have seen the unknown man who the day before yesterday came from midnight with Adam and the others with him, inviting the children of all 4 regions, and was among them the whole Sabbath yesterday, working the greatest miracles, and is still among them doing the same. Look, in that case it is not difficult to guess where the storerooms take their replenishment from. Do you know who this stranger really is?" The watchman asked the carrier who had spoken. And he replied shortly, "It is more than certain that he was not born on earth. This we also gather from the fact that the usually non-committal patriarchs bow so deeply before him. We do not know at all whence, who, and what he really is. For you know only too well that whenever our exalted grandfathers have secrets, we have to stay away with our inquisitive ears. So in such cases it is now, as always, somewhat difficult to see clearly. I would infinitely love to come to know the stranger more closely, but you know how it is. So let us continue to stay as we are, namely, conveniently ignorant in Jehovah's name. It surely will not last forever. And now, as always, let us carry out our commission. But the grandfather Seth has charged us with telling you to remind those who are being fed here to give thanks to God according to his will. Amen." Thereupon the carriers left the huts, hurrying from the storerooms. When they had barely reached the door, Abidim, with the maiden still on his arm, met them and asked the somewhat startled carriers, "Where have you been so long with the fruits this time?" But the carriers could not answer this question. And Abidim asked them again, saying, "Did you not find a sufficient quantity of fruit?" And again they found no answer. When Abidim asked them a 3rd time, "Do tell me why this time you were not on time?" Only now did the one who had spoken with the watchman stop to think and say, "Listen, you dear, good, unknown man. We did nothing wrong, but we did not keep to the appointed time because the watchman asked us who kept replenishing Seth's larders. And we guessed it was you, for we have been witnesses to many a great miracle worked by your will, wherein you seem to be almost as mighty as God. Look, this is the whole reason for our delay. Surely you and the grandfather will forgive us for this." But Abidan replied, "Listen, I will not only forgive, but will now make you carriers of more exalted and alive fruits than these here, for the whole of eternity, so that you may learn right now that I have the might and right to do this. Know that I am Jehovah, God the Most High, in person, just as you are seeing me. Therefore set your minds at rest and follow me. Amen."